got to hit you with a question. What happens if nothing changes? If you don't do anything different tomorrow than what you've done last week, where are you going to be at in a year, 2 years, 3 years? Hey, heck, even a week. I ask is we've been hit pretty hard these last 6 months. There's some really unfortunate passings of friends and colleagues way too young, and it made me take a step back and wrestle with what's going to happen. What am I doing today that is maybe going to lead to what happens next in my life? Now, I'm not perfect. I don't plan to be perfect. I don't aim to be perfect. We all know there's only one perfect person, but that still doesn't mean that I can't try to make the best choices, help make me the best man spiritually, most importantly, physically, financially, right? We've got goals and aspirations of where we want to be with our life. And if you're watching this, maybe take a step back and what's important to you right now. Where do you want to be a day from now, a week from now, a year from now, 5 years from now? When we look at people's journeys, sometimes we look at that end result of, where they're at now, but we don't know where they began, right? For me, 5 years ago, when I started, want to be honest, it was maybe something that I didn't know that I really needed when I started to do it. Now looking back at where I was escaping a lot of things, and I was trying to do all the right things all right away, and that's just going to drive you nuts. The definition of insanity is trying to do the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results, and that's really what I was doing. I'm an all-in type of a guy, so I figured, hey, I need to go work out 5 days a week. If I missed a day because something got caught up at work, I'd just stop a week, and then a week led to a month, and then a month led to a quarter, and then I just completely derailed myself. So it's just reframing myself of, okay, what does this look like? Maybe taking a simpler approach where instead of trying to get to the gym 5 days a week, let's try to get to the gym 4 days a week. It's so much easier for me to take the pressure off of myself where I know that something's going to come up in my day. I think the biggest misconception is that, when we think of like physically or our health and fitness, it's, well, you have to go to the gym, and that's completely bogus. I go past the drive-thrus every day when I'm on my way into work, and the people that stop and get breakfast at a drive-thru, I'm not shaming, but it's just, what if we make some simple changes? We make a smoothie at home, or how about we pack a lunch instead of going out for lunch? Not only is that going to help physically, but also financially, right? I see it every day where we're trying to live lifestyles that just, maybe aren't going to help us get to where we want to be. We always say, I would do anything for my family. I would give anything for my family. But are you going to maybe try to live a little bit healthier, or maybe get a little bit more spiritually strong, right? There's so much negativity in the world. What's the worst that's going to happen? Try it for a week. Try it for a day. But if something could help, why wouldn't you try? The best person, the best man, the best wife, the best mom, dad, brother, sister, friend, colleague. We just want to make sure that we're trying to live the best life that we possibly can when we're here.
Switching gears, I'm going to show you my morning routine. First thing, I sit down at my desk here to work. I have my happy light on because need a little extra sunshine and joy. I do pray. So in the morning, the first thing I do is read my Bible in bed. I want truth to hit my eyes before anything else. Then I'll come out into the kitchen. You see my journal laying here on my desk. I bring that out into my kitchen, and I also read my weekly intention. I have a process that I do. If you're looking for a great way to get yourself set up for success during the week, this is my favorite practice to do every Sunday. I come out, I read my intention, and then I pray again. I get on my knees in my kitchen, and then I work out and I come back and I pray again when I sit at my desk. I've been working on incorporating prayer into my life more often, over my business, over my workout, over my relationships, over anything. So then I will sit down at my desk here, and I will usually have dedicated work time from about 9 a.m. to 11:30 or 12 when I have lunch. So right now you're seeing a little bit of me going through emails and messages on social media. That's where most of my work takes place. And then you'll actually see me practicing here for a presentation that I'm doing at our national conference. And it reminded me of persistence, like what Joe was talking about, but also the robin's nest trying to build right outside of our house. Now, we didn't want it to be right there because when we step outside, or our dog obviously gets a little bit scared, but this bird was so persistent about where she wanted to lay her eggs and have her nest. And it just made me think about persistence with our goals in life. Imagine if what God laid on your heart, you attacked it with that level of persistence. And that's why I'm here. I'm using my voice. I'm hoping to encourage you all because I felt this calling. It is a very windy Saturday, but I'm going to take you outside and show you a little bit of what getting the camper looks like, because we love to take our camper and run on the weekends in the summer with state parks and just go hiking and see all the different spots that are close to us. And most importantly, be outside in the sunshine. That's my favorite. Probably not going to have the mic on for when we go outside. I might try a little bit, but it is very, very, very windy. So let's see how this goes. Did I say very windy? I meant very windy. Very, very, very windy. Very, very windy.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's too cold. This sucks, and my hair's getting all messed up. I'm going in the truck. You know what else I just realized? You probably want to see a tour of our camper. Let me show you what the outside of our camper looks like. I'm gonna go back out in the wind just because I want you to see. Let the camper tour begin. I think this summer I'll have to come back and show you a better one, but front, okay, we saw that. Then walk back. Wouldn't it be funny if you walked outside right now as I was doing this? Give you a little inside tour. Ask Joe about the signature here to make sure that you don't get any, what does that do, Joe?
Dryer sheets.
Dryer sheets, so
No
that
mice.
we don't have mice in the camper. Okay, continuing on. We'll do an inside tour a different time. More of the outside, more of the outside. We're still going, we're still going, we're still going, we're still going. And there's the back. I gotta show you my favorite part. Look at what it says. I go where I'm towed. All right, done with the wind.